Greetings from St. Perpetua Community. I recently read an inspiring story about the indomitable power of life. Each year, the old man's garage had been sagging more and more until the entire garage was out of line. The doors would no longer close completely, the corners were beginning to pull apart, and the roof was askew. He decided to put in a new foundation. So he jacked up the entire garage and laid cinder blocks under it. Along one side of the garage, where there was a bed of lilies of the valley blooming, he poured gravel over the plants for a solid footing, and then sand over the gravel. And on top of it, of all, he placed the cinder blocks. Then he lowered the garage on top of the new foundation. The next spring, the lilies of the valley sprouted and blossomed as abundantly as before. Right now, our world is askew like the man's dilapidated garage. Every corner of our lives is upended in some way. Each one of us can compose our own litany of complaints and frustrations. Everybody has a unique tale of woe as to how the pandemic has impacted your life and your family. How many events have been canceled or postponed for you? How many of life's significant moments have been put on hold? I feel for the 3 engaged couples I know who have had to postpone their eagerly anticipated wedding ceremonies. I feel for the 4 families with whom I stood at a graveside for a brief committal ceremony for their loved one who died, but who weren't able to publicly celebrate a funeral mass to mark the passing of someone they loved. I feel for the students, especially the youngest ones, from whom so much patience and so many adjustments have been required. I feel for myself because of the challenge of trying to be church in this unsettling time. I keep wondering what life lessons we'll carry with us when the virus releases its hold on us. About a month into our confinement, my horoscope read, "Over the next few weeks, you will regain much of the ground you lost. So start thinking about where you want to go from there." A month later, that advice sounds like words of prophecy. So I'm taking a lesson from the guy who rebuilt his collapsing garage. The lilies of the valley bloomed the next year, pushing through the gravel, the sand, and even the cinder block. That's the power of the life God gives nature and the power of hope God placed into our hearts. We all need to tap into that power when the going gets rough. Returning often to the source of life, the Spirit of God within you, recall the words of Jesus, "I have come that they may have life and have it to the full." From the confinement of his prison cell, Dietrich Bonhoeffer offered this prayer, "O God, early in the morning I cry to you. Help me pray and gather my thoughts to you. I cannot do it alone. In me it is dark, but with you there is light. I am lonely, but you do not desert me. My courage fails, but with you there is help. I am restless, but with you there is peace. I do not understand your ways, but you know the way for me, Lord. Whatever this day brings, your name be praised."